Loving someone who values their alone time can feel like walking an emotional tightrope. You want to be close to them, to build a connection, but you're also cautious about respecting their need for space. It can be hard to understand why they pull back, why they seem content with less frequent connection, or why their solitude is so important to them. But here's the truth. Their way of loving is just as deep, just as real, and just as meaningful as anyone else's. It's different, yes, but within that difference lies something beautiful and unique. If you're willing to learn what makes them tick, you'll see that their independence isn't a wall to climb over. It's an invitation to love them for who they truly are. So, how do you do that? What does it look like to love someone who thrives in their own company? Let's break it down step by step. 1. They're not antisocial. They're selective. It's easy to assume that someone who spends a lot of time alone doesn't like being around people. But that's rarely the case. The truth is, they care deeply about others. So deeply, in fact, that they're selective about who they allow into their lives. When someone who values solitude chooses to spend their time with you, it's not casual. It's intentional. They've made a deliberate decision that you matter enough to carve out space in their world. Think about it. They'd rather have coffee with you one-on-one than attend a loud party. They'd rather stay home with you than hit a crowded bar. This isn't a slight against you or anyone else. It's their way of showing love. They're telling you, you're special enough to be in my small, carefully chosen circle. So, instead of seeing their selectiveness as a barrier, recognize it as a sign of how much you mean to them. 2. Routine and predictability bring them comfort. For someone who values their alone time, stability is key. Predictable routines and calm environments aren't boring to them. They're comforting. These things provide a sense of security that helps them recharge and feel at ease. This can be hard to grasp if you thrive on spontaneity and excitement. Maybe you love last-minute road trips or unplanned adventures, and you wonder why they don't share that same enthusiasm. But it's not about a lack of fun or flexibility. It's about feeling safe. That doesn't mean you can't introduce new experiences into their life, but it does mean giving them time to prepare. Spontaneity isn't off the table. It just works better when balanced with a little predictability. When you stick to plans or give them a heads up before making changes, you're showing them you care about their comfort. It's a small but meaningful gesture that makes a big difference in helping them feel secure and understood. 3. Alone time is essential. It's not personal. Here's one of the hardest truths to accept. Their need for alone time has nothing to do with you. It's not personal. When someone values solitude, it's their way of recharging. It's how they process thoughts, manage their energy, and reconnect with themselves. Without that time, they'd feel drained and overwhelmed. It's natural to worry when they pull back. You might wonder, did I do something wrong? Or are they losing interest? But the truth is, their need for space is just a part of who they are. The best thing you can do is respect that need. Let them have their time. Trust that when they come back, they'll be more present and connected than ever. Giving them the space they need is one of the most loving things you can do. 4. Communication is key. Loving someone who enjoys their independence requires clear, honest communication. They might not always express their thoughts or feelings readily, partly because they're so used to handling things on their own. That's why open dialogue is crucial. If something feels off, or if you're unsure how to interpret their behavior, don't be afraid to ask. At the same time, be honest about your own needs. If you feel disconnected or wish you could spend more time together, share that with them, but do it kindly, without pressure. When both of you are open and honest, it becomes easier to navigate your differences and find a balance that works for both of you. 5. They express love in subtle ways. Don't expect grand, sweeping gestures from someone who values their alone time. Their love language is quieter, more understated, but no less meaningful. They may not shout their feelings from the rooftops, but they'll show their care in thoughtful ways. Remembering your favorite coffee order, sending you an article they know you'll enjoy, or simply sitting with you during a tough time. Their actions often speak louder than words, so pay attention to the little things. Those small, meaningful moments are their way of saying, I love you. 6. They need space to process conflict. Disagreements happen in every relationship, but the way they're handled can vary greatly. For someone who values solitude, conflict isn't something they want to dive into immediately. Instead, they need time to step back and process before they can engage. This can be challenging if you're the type who wants to resolve things right away. It might feel like they're avoiding the issue, but that's not what's happening. They're reflecting. The best thing you can do is give them the space they need to think things through. Trust that they'll come back with a clearer perspective and a willingness to work things out. 7. They cherish their passions and hobbies. People who enjoy their own company often have rich inner lives and deep connections to their personal interests. These hobbies and passions bring them joy, creativity, and fulfillment. It might be tempting to join them in everything they do, but they need time to enjoy these activities on their own. Respecting their individuality and encouraging them to pursue what they love shows that you appreciate them as a whole person. Who knows? Their passion might even inspire you to explore your own interests. 8. They teach you to love differently. Loving someone who values their independence challenges traditional ideas about relationships. Instead of constant togetherness, these relationships are built on trust, respect, and authenticity. The focus shifts from quantity to quality, from how much time you spend together to how meaningful that time is. By learning to love someone who thrives in solitude, you'll discover valuable lessons about self-reliance, boundaries, and the beauty of loving someone for who they truly are. Take a moment to reflect. Are there ways you can create more space for understanding and individuality in your relationships? How might embracing these principles enrich your connection with someone who values their independence? If this topic resonates with you, check out our video on 12 interesting facts about the lone wolf personality. It dives deeper into the strengths, traits, and challenges of individuals who thrive on independence. You'll find the link in the description below. If you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on topics that help you grow and connect. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.